Hey, hey, hey. What's up, friends? What is up? How are you doing? I'm gonna be honest with you, I really wanted to get in here with y'all this weekend. But I kind of have this personal thing. Happy Monday, by the way. And it's like I do a lot of one-on-one work between astrology and tarot readings, natal charts, and everything. Right. And I try to have the weekend is like just no readings, damn it. you know, like my rune candle. Oh, y'all, I did not silence these notifications. Hold on. Because my phone will just be brr, brr. And wait, I'm sorry. Y'all, let me get my life together. Hold on. My water is looking a little dusty. We can't have that. Hold on. All right, now. I feel like someone said, what do you do with that water? Listen. Now I'm just refilling it for the moment. I have not sound bathed it. I have singing bowls. I have different bells, different chimes. If I feel led, I will put salt in it, like just pure, either, like Celtic Dead Sea, whatever, Epsom, whatever, just pure salt. I will, because it's kind of like remineralizing the water. But, if I have, you guys know I love to go up to the head, to the top of the mountain spring here, the top of the watershed. I love to have what I would call, and what, is commonly understood that it's living water. Excuse me. I prefer to have living, live, spring water in this if I can, but I need to go and replenish my containers, which I will be, because I'm going to be doing new batches of white water, like sprays and wash. Anyway, listen, let me get into it. I was like, ooh, let me get myself set up. I'm going to also light us some sandalwood. But yeah, I wanted to hop on. We will be working our way into the full moon in Scorpio. Yeah, I know. Somebody said, child. We got a couple days left of Mercury retrograde. But I want to remind you and encourage you that this Mercury retrograde energy has been super helpful. Very, very supportive for us. I love the timing of this Mercury retrograde for us, because it's kind of like we needed Mercury and Aries to have a little chill. Listen, just trust me. No, I didn't burn the deck. Somebody said, "Ooh, did you burn that deck?" But yeah, this weekend I just I wanted to get on, because this Jupiter Taurus conjunction energy was so amazing. It really was beautiful. We will be working our way, like I said, up to the Scorpio full moon, which will be at peak. I can't remember what time tomorrow. But I really think that the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction was just so powerful. It really was. It peaked Saturday night. I'm going to say on Eastern time. It's probably between like 10:30 and 11, I want to say. This was a huge, very expansive, very abundant energy, is just exciting. Oh gosh, I feel like, honestly, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm not hopping on to chit chat with everybody about it. I can't believe that I'm not getting on here to talk about it. But I just wanted to be in it. And that really okay. We have the Four of Pentacles right off the top. That's interesting. To be honest with you, take that if it resonates, but I feel like that's confirmation of a message that I received earlier. Woo! Okay, King of Swords, again, confirmation of receipt of a message through the crown chakra. I was taking some notes about just this being a season that we really need to save. Doesn't really need to be a spend crazy. It's a very hermit. It's this energy, you know, with this explosion of Aries. Now that we're moving into Taurus season, I could see, I'm just trying to elaborate on confirming what message I received for myself, but it was just like this whole, as this energy ripples through the collective, and it's you with you, okay? As you feel this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which happened in Taurus, it's very tangible. It's very embodiment. It's kind of like boom. Oh my gosh, I just feel this expansive energy moving all through my body, and very Uranus, right? In very unexpected ways, or again, it's abundance and blessing, and it's this very much this energy of it's expansion for sure, right? Can be, oh my gosh, I got an unexpected check. Oh my gosh, let's not just limit it to money. It could just be energetics as well, right? Expansion in many different ways, coming from unexpected places or unexpected creative ideas, unexpected opportunities, unexpected news. I don't know. I'm hearing, you know, Uranus, a very higher mind energy, is like unexpected levels of awareness. So however you are feeling, experiencing, receiving, integrating the energy. I think that because, again, Taurus being Venus ruled is very tangible, is very the senses, you know, it can be, oh my gosh, I'm about to go do literally all the things. And there's a lot of wisdom and discernment of saying, I don't know, a lot of, Spirit is saying like a lot of what's being received right now is legacy level. I don't know. I heard like legacy level. And so that's kind of like, you know, the whole storyline of winning the lottery. And it's like, oh my gosh. And you know, even if you're anonymous or whatever, it's almost like a joking way that people say, I don't even like to use the word curse if I can help it and avoid it at all, period, from my spelling out of my mouth and my vocabulary. But you know how they say. So sometimes we're being prepared. You know, we say as above, so below. In our principalities, right? We may be receiving a muse, an inspiration, a gift, an expansion. Also, mind you, Spirit is reminding me sometimes in huge energy, like a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, it can be innovative, but in a, I don't know, rebellious way. For example, and still, we've got a couple days left of Mercury retrograde, and then we'll be post-shadow. Child, it's also a Scorpio full moon. So it's like, buckle up, buttercup. Sometimes to receive your biggest blessings, it's kind of like standing in the middle. Spirit is showing me, and this reminds me of a dream that I had, and I really don't like to share my dreams. But the essence of a dream was this big, huge river. On the other side of this big, expansive river was a very polluted, dank, dark. The sunlight doesn't reach us here, is what I'm hearing. This is what it was like in the dream. And these bizarre people were running around. Ooh, child, let me tell you, because I know you're going to relate. And I trust, because Spirit has encouraged me to share some of this dream, that's going to be okay. Listen. Linda, listen, okay, because you're gonna get it. You're gonna be tracking with me, okay? On the other side, of this river, it's the people were dressed, okay? It was like, ooh, it reminds me of, what's that show that's out, you guys, right now, the Fallout show. If you know, you know. If you have gamer friends, gamer whoever's in your life, the ghouls, right? Okay, so the people on the other side of this river were very well dressed. Especially what stood out to me in this part of the dream was men in suits. And I will just suffice it to say, some of the men, I knew their faces very well. And they were dressed in these, ooh, you know, a little suit. You see a guy in a suit, you're like, oh, you look at the guy in the suit, right? Okay. Southern Belle's down here. Honey, butter my biscuit. I don't love to see a good tailored suit. But anyway, I digress. The men were in suits. And it was so bizarre. It was like, love and light. I'm not hating on no makeup. To each their own, and be happy and love yourself. But it was like if a dude had put on a ton of makeup, or let's just use the metaphor. The men looked like they had on very, very well-made masks. But you could see it was some kind of like around the jawline. This is like you could see it peeling back. You knew, ooh, something wasn't sitting right. So the whole thing was, and I had like this, you know what I'm talking about? I had spirit guides, ancestors, my team and higher self, my galactic family, I had my team, my angels, whatever how you would choose to say. I had my team in my ear. You know what I'm saying? Turn right, go left, jump, no, don't look. You know what I'm saying? Close your eyes right now, close your ears. Okay? Ooh. It reminds me of the what's her name and having to be blindfolded, right? And just listen. So anyway, the whole point was like Indiana Jones style, get the fuck across the river. You have a limited amount of time. The tree was very Tree of Life, Yggdrasil vibe looking. And you had to get up the tree by navigating the roots. And it was like if I had to listen so intently, even in moments of extreme pressure. And now I'm kind of thinking about this dream, and I'm thinking about Taurus energy and this whole Tree of Life with this root system. And it was almost like, it was very Jupiter Uranus. Okay. What am I trying to say? If you've been able to spin your straw into gold. If you've been able to glean your wisdom, then your Spirit is saying your eye, pointing to your third eye, and your ears would be open. You could have ears. What is it? You could have eyes that would be made to see and ears that would be made to hear. And so you were listening in discernment because of the wisdom that you've been able to develop through your own maybe karmic or evolutionary cycles you've been through. So you're, boom, I'm ready to listen. So you had to be able to listen. And then it was like these ropes were hanging from the tree. But listen, a majority of the ropes were nooses. Because I remember looking around and being like, why are they shaped like that? And then being like, because you could kind of tell without being too detailed, some people did not pick the right ropes. They weren't listening. And you have to step on the right root, you know what I mean, and reach for the right rope, or you would catch yourself up. Which also makes me think about just this conversation that I had with a friend about how people need to make sure that they understand their own inner wisdom and their own inner voice and their own inner team, a spirit of highest resonance and love and light and trust and guidance, right? Because there can be like a very masked charlatan. What word could you use? False light, false teacher, false prophet, false guru type of energy, where just because you tap in and you say, this message makes me feel good and it sounds great, but if your wisdom and your discernment weren't attuned properly, how would you say? Just because a vessel wants to give a message is almost like Spirit is showing me you don't know who's pouring the message into the glass from above or from below. You don't know where the message is coming from, right? So anyway, point being, if you had expanded the abundance of your wisdom, Spirit is saying, then from unexpected jumps and twists and turn your head this way, but listen and look up, and then is very Jupiter and Uranus, right? You better hope you step on the right stone, because if you expand the wrong thing, you might be expanding something that turns into a black hole under your feet, and then boop. I don't know, Spirit said, there you go, back into another karmic cycle. But so the whole point was, if you got the right ropes and you were, slip, stunt or whatever, recover, you was working really hard, then you would it was almost like, three-tiered tiered layers. Think in a shamanic way. Think in a tree of life way. You're coming out of the husks, if you know any Kabbalah teachings, and you're going up to the top, right? And there were layers up in the top where you could see the light again. You could see, oh, there's grass up there. There's, wow, oh, the air smells fresh, right? Kind of like the levels of a rainforest, right? If you get up high enough, you'd be like, dude, I haven't seen the sun. I haven't seen the sun in years. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and I'll say, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm hearing. So in the dream, basically, I go up to and I'm like, oh, I can breathe up here. And immediately, of course, if you know me, you know, I sat down on the grass and I had like my hands on the grass and the sun is like, oh, goodness. And immediately, though, I felt so sad because my spirit knew that, like, okay, I'm still talking to you through this dream, right? When I looked down, the light didn't touch down there. Because the light wasn't touching down there. It was almost like, maybe you would say these vampiric souls, maybe you could say they were just falling too far down. They haven't had a chance to try to climb, or they're not really spinning their straw into gold. They're stuck in the karma. They're stuck in and it's just like, they're stuck in the cycle. And a majority of the people that I had seen, they really couldn't even touch the water, which is an immediate telltale, right? You know what I'm saying? They couldn't even try to get in the water to cross. Now I'm hearing wade in the water. Wade in the water, right, children? So that was the dream. It was very, that's one of those dreams, like, and when I got up in the morning, I had to write. It was like 3 pages in my journal. I just have to write. Some of those dreams, you don't have dreams like that all the time. But it meant a lot of different things to me. And it was very much like, you know, like, the way that the spirits were talking, I could hear so clearly in my ear, like, you know, and it is like a waking up. Maybe this is an opening and awakening. This Jupiter Uranus energy is like what previously maybe my inner guru. I don't know. I've been drawing Hermit so much. The Hermit card. I think a lot of people will be finding their, I don't know, lamp. Right? Yes. Thank goodness. You know, they say that, Jupiter, well, we know Jupiter to be the great the great benefactor, right? And, he kind of brings the light to us in an abundance and an expansion of wisdom. It's like if someone were translating, what would you say? If someone was gatekeeping the levels of light, it would be Saturn. If someone was translating, think Morse code, boop, 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 through Jupiter, maybe you could say in like ringed formations. And then Mercury, of course, brings it down to the crown. So, and then we have Uranus, which is, again, it is the revolutionary. Hello, Aquarius stellium. I'm ruled by a lot of Uranus. But it's very, the higher mind, it's like different decodings of light, integration, transmissions of light from the higher mind to our mind, but it's all in Taurus. So it's like, in order to really, and now I'm thinking of that tree, you know, I grew up in South Carolina. In the Carolinas, if you know, we have these oaks here, you know, the Spanish moss. Yeah, somebody's going to go, it's invasive. I know it is, Karen. Okay. I love and light. I'm just painting a picture. Okay. Child, not today. Okay. We have these oak trees, and we love our oaks, and some of them, they'll be hundreds of years old. We'll construct these, like poles to hold up these oaks. They're just so revered. Like, we have an angel oak, I think. Is the angel oak in Charleston? Anyway, we love our old oak trees, and it makes me think of just, you know, beautiful root systems under the trees. And it's kind of this idea, this Venus ruled, this Taurus energy of saying, we are understanding, and I think that the solar dragon energy, I think that the ley lines being activated, I think that this coming in of this energy from this conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus is to remind us that we will reconnect. In fact, Spirit is saying we already are reconnecting to how galactic we are in our, I don't know, Spirit is saying in our encoding, in our soul. But when we incarnate onto Earth, and yes, understand it's such a small, tiny place in this big scheme of things, but it's sort of how to try to articulate. It's like this grand returning. I don't know, to try to articulate it actually makes me feel so emotional that I feel like I want to cry. That's wild. Really, it's not a Scorpio full moon, girl. Friend, cry if you need to cry. It's the moon for it. But yes, this is a new baby. It feels like just this huge return to embodiment. And if you will remember that prior to the work that we are doing now of the nodes with Aries and Libra, prior to that were the nodes with Taurus and Scorpio. And I feel like that North Node, the set of North Node lessons was preparing us for this is kind of like going really low, and then rocketing back out, right? This big Aries, this big overarching fool's jump, this big strength card, Leo energy ruled, this very, like, I don't know why I'm seeing a rocket ship, like, whoo, but then coming back down to still, when you incarnate and make an agreement as a divine sovereign, from the light, you're a divine sovereign being. You said, I agree, I'm going to be in the body, I'm going to be on earth. And it's not something that you escape. It's something that you it's almost like, again, I'm feeling Jupiter's expansion, but then Taurus saying, bring it back down into the body, bring it back down. The whole point is to bring it back down, to anchor it to earth, and it makes me think of this conversation that me and a good friend always have when we remind each other and we're having a hard time. We have these conversations about the fact that we say it all the time. We anchor our little corners. And it's like we're holding wands, right? We'll imagine that we have a wand and this is my signature. This is my energetic stamp. And whatever I hold up and your antenna is right? And then you stamp it back down and you bring it back down to earth. And then you bring it back down to earth. And it's almost like we are working to help earth. Uranus is higher mind. It's very up, 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 out, 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 out. It makes me think of the way my Aquarius brain sees things a lot of times. But then we have to bring it back down and anchor it. And it's an awakening on the earth. But because we have such a divine, sovereign, electromagnetic relationship with the experience on this planet, is we're a very active and necessary part of doing that energetic work. I mean, with the earth, but also with each other. And when we connect to the earth, we are all connected to the earth, so we all affect each other. Obviously, that's why it is the human collective, right? But it's very, it's like higher wisdom that we constantly, again, it's that whole Jupiter is like, are you weaving it into gold? And then we bring it down and we anchor it in, and then the collective refines it. And then we go up and out and then we bring it back down. This is very what I was feeling with Jupiter and Uranus. It's also very much a feeling of like, sorry, I was just kind of I got distracted looking at the chart, just thinking about how Mars is still in Pisces. And it actually, I think, made a sextile with this Jupiter and Uranus. What's today? I'll be honest with you, like from the whole weekend, even rippling up today and tomorrow, because yes, we had Mars and Pisces make a sextile, And then Mars and Pisces is conjunction. And then this energy is really gonna ripple out. I would say even for the remainder of this week, of course, we're gonna feel that like that. The intuitive, psychic, dreamy, vision-like depth of it, because of that full moon in Scorpio, is going to amplify everything. But dreams at a next level, visions at a next level, inspiration, creative muse energy. Somebody said, "Oh, Taylor Swift's album." Yeah, you know what? I almost wonder who was her astrologer. She was like, "Girl, let me tell you when you should drop this album." I'm not really, what would you say, a Swiftie? But you know what? I respect her ability as a writer, but we're not going to debate mainstream pop culture music. But it's funny, an astrologer made a comment about, "I wonder who told her to drop the album this weekend." You right, I thought it myself. Okay, I thought it myself. But listen, it's very spiritual. It's very spiritual warrior. It's also very like the primordial mother, the Scorpio, the full moon in Scorpio. Woo, it's a palpable time. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And this makes me think about, okay, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking about, because you know I love quantum physics and I love psychology and I love my environmental science. Listen, I will nerd out. Let's go any science factor and let's bring them 5 degrees and Kevin Bacon, right? Let's bring them all. Whoop. I love it. So I was thinking about in psychology how, you know, when you've been in fight or flight, maybe it's trauma response, maybe it's avoidance of healing, maybe it's an issue with escapism through substance, or through, maybe it's been a relationship, whatever it's been for you, fill in the blanks. We understand, we all agreed and we signed and we contracted to have these karmic and evolutionary and soul growth cycles. Okay, so we've all been there. It's not a judgment, but you can fill in the blank for maybe what it was for you. But I think what's happening to starseeds, what's happening to certain frequential beings who agreed to come and have certain missions in this timeline, if you understand what I'm saying. There's something returning to the body right now. Do you feel what I'm saying? And what happens though is and this makes me want to cry, because also, do you remember the reading, guys, that we did? And it was like Knight of Pentacles. And I kept saying, sorry, I'm just overwhelmed because how emotional it feels, because I think it's so important that we need to do this work. And literally the work is just showing up and being so fucking present on earth right now. Literally saying, yeah, no, like, I totally get it, Instagram's cool, all right, you know, oh, you're an influencer, that's awesome, or whatever the case may be, but like the earth, for real, the actual earth outside where you go put your feet. I don't know why, maybe it's a message for someone, but Spirit said where you can go and help someone be fed, where you can go and create art, where you can go and write a poem. We need so much of that right now. Where you can go and take a walk and be present, so much presence and nature, obviously heavy Taurus influence, of course, but the ley lines are being activated. There's, Spirit is saying the dragons, you understand, it's the year of the dragons, you understand certain neutrinos and how Schumann's resonance and all of these different energetics work. Remember, electromagnetic earth, so is your heart, so is your Stargate, your heart chakra, that is also electromagnetic. Remember last year we talked a lot about driving your Merkaba? That starts now. And you're like, where are we flying to? Right here into this new timeline that's unfolding with a 5D crystalline earth grid, like literally right in front of you. If you know how to look for it, you know exactly what you're seeing. It's almost like there's been a Pluto and Aquarius, right? There's been a smoke screen. There's been if you know, there's been a holodeck. There's been a projector screen, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? You know the image where like the film screen lights on fire and it's crackling? You know what I'm talking about? And then boom, all of a sudden it's like people are, whoa. Dude, I haven't taken a walk outside in a year. Really legit, just... Man, I haven't sat beside a river and this shit is amazing, right? I feel like I'm experiencing also in the collective right now something going on where it's like people are returning to cycles where they're kind of having a lot of acute, very energetic, very spiritual experiences with gemstones again. Or it's like they're reconnecting. Something's coming back down into the body. And again, if you want to get on that time hop, that leap year, that vibration of what was reset with the total eclipse, and you can kind of play in your mind with timelines and take it back to 2017 and ask yourself, did I reset? I encourage you, if you feel called to it, sit down and tinker with that and let your mind wander. Not to the point that you get unhinged. Spirit wants to clarify, if you're sitting around and using your imagination to enlighten yourself, don't do that to the point it bothers you and you kind of become unhinged, especially this week, because we're in a potent pocket of energy, and I could see it'd probably be easy to kind of get a little crazy with it. But there's so much that was coming through. And again, this weekend, I was like, I don't even know where to start. Like, how and Spirit's like, well, a lot of times you just honestly sit down and then we just help you out. And I'm like, I don't even know where to start. So and I had some rituals and just some things I was doing. It's also, and this brings me perfectly to segue back to what I was going to say. Child, listen, if you have been so tired, it's such a combination of things. Do you know what I'm saying? It's so much bigger. Spirit said, honey child, it's so much bigger than, it must be Mercury retrograde. No, it's a bunch of shadow wounds and traumas and triggers that you upgraded and released yourself from. And it was like that eclipse portal reset brought you, and then this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. Whoa. I'm back. Why did I hear Peter Griffin? Whoa. Okay, I'm back to my body. It's almost like, and once again, I get emotional, and I get it because Chiron is in Aries, and we've been doing all this, last late summer, we were doing, remember, the Black Moon, Lilith, and Leo work. And it's like, you went back and you're like, whoa, there's such a huge chunk of your inner child that has returned back to your body, reintegrated. And it's like a different sense of wonder. And it's all these things going on, getting dropped back down into the body in a beautiful way. So many things are being reset. So here's what happens in psychology. We teach your body feels safe, maybe for the first time in like 5 years or a decade. Or you look in the mirror and you're like, I think I know her again. And maybe it's not a child version of you. Maybe it's a teenage version of you. Spirit says you would know the version of you that came back to you. But now it's like that letdown of, what is it like for so long, for so many years, for so many cycles, on loop. Spirit is saying you're going off adrenaline, going off, what is it like, cortisol, adrenaline, and just and then all of a sudden it's just like there's this intense I don't know, honoring, being at home, Jupiter, being safe, Jupiter and Taurus, you're safe to come back down into your body and expand, be present. It's a very stop the doing. Let's just be. And so I think a lot of us are experiencing this energy right now, and it feels like this. I could literally sleep for weeks. Yeah, I know. I totally get it too. It depends on how your energy is set up, because you can kind of rotate between, wow, I feel so excited, I feel so renewed. And it depends on, your energetics, your natal chart, lots of different things. But I'd be willing to bet it hits you in cycles where you're like, yeah, I could probably sleep for like 2 weeks. Whether or not your energetic signature and how you are and just different things are going to let you do that, I don't know. That's on you. I've definitely been resting, but we still have to kind of do the things within reason. So I feel you. This energy is something else though. If ever there was, what is it? If ever a wiz there was. Wow. Why am I hearing the Wizard of Oz is one? Because. How does it go? Because of the wonderful things he does. Da, 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 da. It's this idea of Emerald City, Yellow Brick Road, except there's no like wizard to be unmasked. Which is funny. It makes me think of those guys and the men in suits. And these ladies with like these bizarre faces that were so unreal. And the farther that we got away and climbed up the tree to go to where the sun is, the more decrepit the people on the other side of the river would come. Because I remember there were parts in my dream where you would look back and Spirit would be like, stop looking back, stop looking back. And the more that you did it, the louder the voice was like, stop looking back. You know, at one point it was screaming in my ear and I was like, okay, you know. But then when we were up, like when you reached that grassy part up there where the sun was towards the top of the layers of the tree, you looked down and, you know, and you felt sad because that was a whole nother world back there. And you were like, those people, I don't know why I'm hearing it like this. Those people have nothing to eat now. They have nothing to eat now. You know, we really could have a whole entire side conversation about not only is this a Leo heart chakra ruled year with a strength card, but it's also a very 8th house scorpionic year. Pluto and Aquarius, you know, we don't play Pluto pinball and see who's up next on the death, on the death. What is it? Who Spirit is saying who's up next to walk the plank? Pluto and Aquarius. Keeps you from your highest and best good and your most authentic, most healing, most renewed and inspired, authentic version of yourself, right? It's just got to walk the plank. Who's up next? That's a scorpionic year. That's an 8th house. That's a Pluto and Aquarius for the next 20 years type of vibration there. And when you look down, it was like they're not going to have anything else to eat. Is what I kept thinking. You know, Spirit guides, ancestors, and team in my ear saying, stop looking back, right? Woo, made me think of Sodom and Gomorrah. You already know I'm not religious, but you know how I feel about all different religious texts and the different teachings and the knowing how to use your discernment to find hidden nuggets of wisdom, right? Where your attention goes, your energy flows, right? Oh, you know, that makes me think of, well, what I was going to say is we could do a whole separate video on, you know, narcissistic energy dynamics being exposed on a whole full scale. We could talk about it politically. We could talk about it socially. We could talk about it in marketing. We could talk about it in spirituality, all kinds of different things, right? It's just this whole, the vampires can't feed anymore. Like, it's just, that's a wrap on that. And we're going to see it continue to, I don't know, Spirit is saying bleed out, but it's this energy of looking back from a whole different tier level of frequency, a timeline of vibration, and saying, wow, that's sad. They don't have anything left to eat. But we're not even going to give it the energy to dwell on it. But I will say, I remember writing in my journal at one point, and I was saying, Spirit was showing me before it started really yelling loudly in my ear, okay, the more that you keep making actual eye contact with them down there, they will actually feed off of you just by you looking back at them constantly. And then what will happen is you'll start to lose energy to keep moving up the tree, lose energy to keep moving up. So anyway, it's a huge metaphor. Dude, the dream was intense, but it's this huge metaphor. If you, you know, here you are, you're looking backwards, and you're supposed to be able to hear your spirit team, your inner voice, your guides, however you label that, right? It shouldn't sound like, it should sound clear, because you've expanded upon that wisdom, and you have that ear and that eye open. Because some of the ropes were turning into nooses, and if you went on the wrong rope or your foot slipped, whoop, you could tell others had tried to climb before us. You know what I mean? And then what probably happens is you just fall back down, you float across the river, and then your food, right? So, has anyone else, though, been having very vivid dreams? I would love to hear if you had. But, you know, take notes on how the dreams make you feel. I think it is really powerful. What is it? Is it the Sabian symbol? Child, not the 21 degree mark, y'all. We've been doing so much work in this 21 degree mark. Where is it? Oh, that's right. And you'll probably hear many people refer to this when they're talking about this symbol, talking about a white, wow, you guys. A white dove flying over troubled waters. Spiritual inspiration that comes to individuals in overcoming crisis. Wow. Let me just read this. The Star Sparks degree speaks about a seer woman blindfolded and seeing into the future. This one reminds us to turn within, to not be so busy with external things that we miss out on the illumination within that can come in with this conjunction. And yet this degree also reminds us that this is not the kind of vibration that will make everybody feel at peace. There is something about it that pulls us all to a depth that some may prefer to steer clear of. Wow. Now this makes me think about a dream I had a couple weeks ago where I was writing about being in a house that was flooding. Wow. Anyway, it's this whole navigating the waves, knowing how to ride the wave, Saturn and Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, right? Is this whole theme of being able to drive your Merkaba, ride the waves, is sink or swim time, right? But we're talking about frequencies. We're talking about thought forms. We're talking about entities and different collapsing timelines, right? On the whole, look, let me bring it back to this. This is a very, very beautiful, it is a very, very powerful placement. Be present. I would encourage you, if anything this week, oh my goodness, meditate, do your walks in nature, write down your dreams, rituals that inspire you that you feel are very beautiful. Light a candle, be in meditation. Again, if you're doing the walking meditation, if you do bath rituals, if nothing else, go outside. Y'all, here she go again. Take your shoes off. Go outside. Get some sunshine on your face. Put your bare feet on the earth, okay? Because that will help ground you immediately in the way that it is intended for you to be grounded in the electromagnetics, as you are kind of the touch point, the anchor point for these energies, right? And at the same time we are helping ourselves, we're also helping the earth integrate a lot. The earth, Mother Gaia, her spirit, the energy, the earth, the oceans, the mountains, the rivers, the streams, the Fae, the Davic spirits, all of these things that reside on this earth. We're also helping, because this is a lot of energetics going on the earth as well. It'll be interesting to kind of watch to see how the earth is working with this energy. There's so much access to heightened awareness of spiritual teachings, higher wisdom, soul star, crown chakra, divine feminine wisdom of being present in your body, spiritual warrior type energy. If you're working with manifestations, if you're doing work like this, it's an excellent time, to, in whatever ways that rituals are appropriate and feel good to you, or journal writing or doing different works, positive affirmations, all these things. Working with manifestation is a very powerful time for that right now. I really do think once we hit May, it's going to be like turning the volume up on the energy, though. Well, of course, that's a natural. It'll be Beltane on the season, on the Wheel of the Year, and it'll be this beautiful, divine masculine communing together in harmony type energy. I definitely think the remainder of this week is going to be very powerful, but it's almost going to feel like, whoa, I got to sit down for a minute. Like, I've got so much going through my body. Like, I don't know, you as well, let me know, like, sleep has definitely been for me. I was able to reset myself and kind of get back to a very, very healthy sleep schedule, especially this week and even over the last couple weeks. Really, this retrograde has been really hit or miss for me in sleep, like waking up in different hours through the night. So just be patient with yourself. Focus more on being and a lot less on doing, as much as, is possible, of course, and mindfulness. Any way that you can get in your spring cleaning mode and continue to decrease clutter, and any way that you can support the energy of like decreasing attachments, so that your energy cannot, I don't know, be as cluttered. That's the only way that I can think to say it. Any way that you can do that, any way that you can honor the energetic integrity of your home and your space. Think of like the feng shui vibe, like honoring the space that you're in every single day. Again, by good spiritual, emotional, energetic hygiene. Do that. I would encourage that. It's just going to help you stay grounded even more. So I love you guys. Getting out into nature is going to be the best tool for you right now, and the rituals that help you and the meditations that help you as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. I guess we were just going to channel and chit chat. I never ended up really going back to the cards. So we did have that King of Swords, Four of Pentacles energy, and I was sharing with you just this reminder about incoming blessings, incoming expansion. It is safe for us to expand. Creative muse energy manifestations, things are going to be coming in, but it's going to be important to be kind of in a saving mode for, I don't know, I'm hearing longevity of your blessings. So this is what I have for you today, guys. I look forward to checking back in the next day or two. I'm going to be doing full moon work for my full moon group of peoples and doing some tarot readings. Excuse me, but I'll be checking back in with you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Get some rest, please. Get some sun on your face and have a wonderful week. All right? Bye.